We worship a God who knows everything. If we believe God knows everything, then what does it mean for the life that we have lived that was already known? If God knows the beginning from the end, then did he see the fate of every soul? Does God already know who is going to hell even before they have lived their lives? Does God know who is going to heaven even before those people have taken their first breath? If we are dealing with an all-knowing God, then God already knows every result that has ever happened and will happen. What does it mean to surrender to God? Does surrendering to God mean less of myself and more of him? When I surrendered to God, does my life even matter anymore, or does the will of God only matter? If God created me and God is the reason I exist, then I am only an extension of a God that does not need me to exist. My own life matters so little because I worship a God that can make my life not matter at all if I choose not to incorporate his will over my will. Because I am lucky to exist and I am grateful to know that I exist. I did not have to be created, and I did not have to exist in order for God to exist. God is not fortunate because he created me, it is I that am fortunate because God created me. What is a human life if that human life is already known? And there is no true reason to live that life because the results are the same. Could a person never come to earth because it is already known they would come to earth and go straight to hell? Could a person just go straight to hell from heaven and skip earth knowing they would end up there anyways? When we are dealing with an all-knowing God, then what we are truly dealing with is a God that already knows who would reject him and who would accept him, and how it all would end. What does it mean to be alive if being alive is of very little significance to a God that does not need us? We need God because God created us and allowed us to be aware that we needed anything. My existence is not so precious that I could not exist and go back to scattered matter because my lack of existence would not change the significance of God. I can see why King Solomon said all is lived in vanity, because God knows the beginning from the end, and he is just allowing us to live through it even though he already knows how it will all be played out. But we do not know how life will go, and that is the only difference. That makes life a mystery between us and God, but only to us is life a mystery, because life is not a mystery to God. When we compare ourselves to a God who knows everything, then we actually believe we can control the end results when the end results are already known. It is interesting to believe in an all-knowing God, and it is interesting to believe that I had any control over what was and will be, and is going to be no matter what, because God already knew before it even started how it would all play out, and God knew how this earth would end. God knew and knows how existence will be and has been,